What's up, everybody? My name is John. Welcome to Planet Homes again. This is feeding day number 3. And so today, just like day 2 and day 1, we're going to check on our worm bin and see how it's doing. And also, then we'll feed, this the waste that I collected in our dustbin today. So we'll also feed that too. So the first thing we do is just check on our bin and the worms and how they are doing today. I'll just put it down. And as you can see, we have worms trying to escape. That is a sign that something is wrong in our worm bin. And I think also this will be the same scenario if I lift up the worm bin from the second drum from this. As you can see down there, we have lots of worms in there. So I'm going to show you how to solve that. Look, it's the same case underneath this worm bin, this second drum, and I'm going to just put that back very gently. So if you watched this video, if you watched video number 1, you will actually realize that when we were starting this worm bin, we did not include the bedding material or where the worms were living in before. So that's what we're going to do that today. And I did that for a reason, because there are many people who just want earthworms alone and they want to go feed directly into their worm bins, but they always end up calling me later with the same problem of worms trying to escape, because this organic matter waste that you have, as it decays, it will start heating up. If they don't have their original bedding material where they can go hide, they will escape out of your bin, or they will just try to get out of the material and find somewhere safe that they can go. And as you can see in this scenario, they are trying to just go underneath the second bucket, because they know there's nothing there, so they can live there for a while. But that's not good, because it's going to dry up and they might die. And the ones that are coming up also, they might get stuck on the side of the bin and they will dry out, because they need the water to survive. They breathe through their skin. If they do not have enough water, they will die. So today I have some bedding material. When I say the original bedding material, it looks like this. It's dark brown in color. This is the original dark bedding material that they were in, and that is what we're going to bring into this material. And for those who think, okay, if you see, and I know there are many people who don't like us sending them worms with this material, because they think we did not measure the quantities right. If you buy a kilo from us, we will measure the kilo of worms separately, and then we'll add another kilo of this bedding material in it, so that during travel they will be able to survive. And also, when you're putting you're putting your worms into your first worm bin, you can add the bedding material inside there, so that they can have a safe haven where they will be always going back to when something is wrong in your worm bin. So let's check inside the bin, and I show you I show you how we're going to do it. So you can see there are worms everywhere trying to get out of the bin. And even if you hold the material, it's a bit hot. So this is what I was saying. The material will start heating up as it starts decaying, and the worms can only eat it when it's decaying. So if they don't have somewhere safe to go back to, they will try and move away from this heating up material, because they don't want to die. So we're going to just make a hole in the middle, and then we're going to bring in the bedding material, the original bedding material that they had, like that. just 1 kilo is just good enough. If you had 1 kilo of worms, you only need just 1 kilo of bedding material, just like that, and that's it. And this is not soil. For many people might think this is soil. This is not soil. This is the original bedding material where they were living before. And so now all we need to do is just bring all the worms that were trying to escape inside the bedding material, so that they know it's there and they can live in the bedding material. Also, it's a bit dry. We might add some water. Let's remove the ones that are on the side. And I did this for a reason, because I wanted to show people that some of the things that will happen, but in this case, this is the first time for us happening, because we always include the bedding material when we are starting our worm bin. If it's a new worm bin, you need to make sure that you add the original bedding material in it. And you can see it's very easy to take care of worms. So apart from that, from here now onwards, nothing will be bothering them. They'll just wait for the material to break down. And just like I told you before, they only eat decayed matter. If it hasn't decayed yet, they will not consume it at all. They will just move away from it, because as it decays, it produces a lot of heat, and that is not good for their worms, because it will kill them. So that's why they're trying to escape. And as you can see, the material that I was using to cover the newspapers are full of worms. So I think we're just going to put the newspapers also as their bedding. But let's remove the earthworms that are underneath this drum at the moment. So just going to make sure we don't squash the ones that are on this lower side. Just tap them to just go back. Let's put it somewhere like that. Then we'll just pick up all the ones that are in here and put them in there. Put them back into the bin before they die. That's why it is very, very important to check on your worms every day. If we had waited for a week for this in such a drum, in such a new environment, we would have found that all our worms had died. So it's a very good thing that they did not die. They were just trying to escape because it was heating up. But that's how you solve it. So this is something that we always send. And if you find that you have bedding and you didn't want, because most people say they don't want that bedding, and it's always a problem for us, because they always call us after complaining that their worms are trying to escape. So now that the worms are in there, all we're going to do is cover them with the original material, and just like that, we have a working system again. So all we're going to do now is let them stay and then come back and look at them tomorrow. But we're also going to feed the other material for today. Whatever it is that we collected yesterday, we're going to feed today. So this is what the material we collected. I already chopped it up. Whatever needs to be soaked, I soaked. We just add it in there. Since it's heating up, we can add a bit more water with the watering can, so that it cools it down a little bit, just like that. A little bit goes a long way. And then we'll add the new material. Just like that. and that, and then we'll bring in some more newspapers. We bring in some more newspapers to cover the top. Just like we said previously, it's good to cover your worm bin always. We're not going to add water onto this because we don't want them to break down. So all we're going to do is just cover the top of your material, because we do not want fruit flies into our system. If we get fruit flies and this material is just breaking down, it will smell. So we do not want the bin to smell. That's why we do not want fruit flies in here. So that's it. Just like that, cover and wait for it to. And then we're going to see the worms tomorrow and see whether there's anything that has changed, any new developments, or how they're performing. That's it for today. Bye bye. See you in day 4.